everyone, it's me, Isaac, and this is going to be a very basic beginner's guide to creating your first Spigot plugin. So this is going to be assuming that you have absolutely no previous experience with either Java, Eclipse, coding in general. And warning right now that you should learn Java first before jumping right into Spigot. If you're watching this video, then I wish you the best of luck, and go ahead and ask any questions to me directly either through my Discord, Spigot, or in the comments. Here I have laid out a few things. I'll probably add timestamps in the description so you guys can jump to whatever you want. Our first step is going to be downloading and installing the JDK. And JDK stands for Java Development Kit. This basically lets you actually code in Java. And there's also a JRE, which also stands for Java Runtime Environment. In general, JDK contains everything that JRE has, but it has more stuff, so it's just better getting that. It's very simple to get this actually, depending on what you want. I recommend for now use Java 8, just because that's where most, I believe 1.8, Minecraft 1.8, and Spigot 1.8, and I believe Spigot 1.14 up to that is also using 1.8. So yeah, right here I suppose is the correct spot. And again, so there's a difference between the JDK and the JRE. You want to accept the license. I'm gonna get the 86 because that's what my current computer is at. Depending on what yours is, you might want to get the 64. That's just something that you have to know. You can find out by looking online. Sign in. So yeah, just make sure you do that. If you don't, then you'll have to log in and create an account and all that. So I'm not going to do that, but just download that basically, and you should be all set. Alright, so that's our first step. Second step is to download and install Eclipse. Now, I'm assuming you haven't done this before. Downloading Eclipse is pretty simple. You're going to just go to eclipse.org/downloads, and then click on this. Once you download and install Eclipse, you'll get a pop-up asking you what kind of version you'd like to install. The correct option is the first one. It will be something like just like regular Java development. So now it's popped up, and like I said, you'll see a lot of different options. You don't want to click any of these except for the top one. You will have like a sort of like welcome in the top left and like a getting started guide. I recommend looking at those if you want. But for now, you just want to close all those and have this. Your perspective, your windows, and all that is going to look a lot like this. This is of course personal preference. This is the default, by the way, right now. I don't like any of the other windows. I personally just like my hierarchy. We have task list, outline, columns, Java document declaration. I personally don't like these, so I'm just going to minimize these. These are of course personal preference, so it's completely up to you. Alright, and so our next step is to go with Spigot. Okay, so there are two ways of doing this. There's the lazy but slightly probably not safe way, and there's the actually correct way. I'm going to be showing you guys the actually correct way because that's actually how you do it. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Spigot, go to the homepage, spigotmc.org, go into downloads, and from here you're just going to click on this. That's where you downloaded it, and I recommend making your own folder. Depending on what version you want, you can see here that you can get versions of Minecraft. So if you wanted, for example, like the 1.8 server, you would use revision 1.8.8. If you want 1.14.2, use that. So you're gonna want to open up command prompt. You can do cd, and then which stands for change directory, and then paste wherever the build tools is in the folder. So now your active directory is within this folder. And then you want to do Java, build tools.jar. You want revision, which is what REV stands for, 1 point, and then whatever version you want right here. So when you push enter, it's gonna, since this is gonna be your first time loading this, it's gonna not be able to find Git, so it's gonna download it. Alright, it's gonna take a while. So let's create our first Java project. So you're gonna want to go into here. You want to go to Eclipse. go over to your left, you can see Package Explorer. This will be completely empty. You won't see any of these, by the way. Right click here, or you can go into File and then New Java Project. The project name doesn't really matter too much. You like tutorial, plugin, tutorial, plugin. Just keep everything default, basically. Use the default. So this is going to take a while, by the way. It's going to take like a few minutes at least, like probably like 5. But we're going to keep on going for now. So you'll have this. So the way that plugins work, Spigot needs to know basic information about your plugin. And that is the name, the version, where the main class is, and its commands. For now, we're going to right click on your new Java project and then click File. It's going to make a new file. You're going to create a new plugin.yml file. We're going to make a name. This is the name that our plugin will show up as. Now we're just going to do tutorial. For simplicity's sake, I highly recommend setting the name to your Java project name. Then we're going to want to do the main class. Java name convention states that for your package names, it should be the reverse of your domain, and if you don't have a domain, then you use me. So for example, if I didn't have a domain, I'd use me.msws.tutorial plugin. Ignore main for now, actually. So we're gonna want to do me.msws. So you do me dot and then your username and then the name of the plugin, and then from there we're gonna want to create a package, new package, me.ms, and then just do the exact same thing that you typed here, me.ms. And they have a package right here. Packages are really mainly just for organization within Java. Think of them as like folders, basically. You can have like, for example, you can have like a player folder that contains like player data, player actions, player events. You can have a block folder which contains block information, block data, block events, and all that. You can also have variables that make certain things only accessible within the same package. But that's stuff to get down to further in the road. So you're going to want to create a new class. This is going to be our main class. Do not name your main class main. If you name your main class main, I'm going to beat you over the head because that is very bad, especially for Bucket. Bucket doesn't like it when you name your main class main. Nor do I. So name your main class does what the name of the plugin is. Tutorial plugin. Right, and just like that, you have created your first Java class. Congratulations. Here you can see within the wiki for the Plugin YML, there's a main. These are the required attributes. There's a main. This is the main class of your plugin next to the Java plugin. You'll learn what that means in a bit. Full name is basically the class file itself. And as you can see, for example, spigotmc.org or spigotmc.testplugin.test. Test plugin is the name of your project. Test is the name of the class that extends Java plugin. Name is just the name of your plugin. I recommend not putting spaces. Bucket hates it when you put spaces, so don't do that. And then the version, I recommend just following what Minecraft uses actually, like 1.12.2 and 1.14.2. Basically, your first version should be 1.0. For example, if you like create like a bug update, you do 1.0.1, and then if there's another bug and you want to fix that, then you do 1.2, 1.0.2. And then if there's a big giant new update, then you want to do 1.1. Basically. And then if you completely change your project, for example, like if you like, let's say like your factions plugin and then you add a whole new game mode support, then you probably want to do 2.0. Usually it's not big enough of a change. It's completely subjective though, so it's up to you, of course. But yeah, you can see here, we're going to ignore this, but you can see craft the build tool says finished, guys. So you can see that it's finished, all that. And we can now look into our documents, and this is what the new file looks like. We can see we have build data bucket, Spigot, craft bucket, and we're going to want to go to Spigot, go into Spigot server, and then target, and then get this one. Paste it somewhere where you'll probably never modify the path, because otherwise, if you do modify it, then you have to modify it in Eclipse. You want to go into your plugin, right click on your plugin, go into build path, and then you configure build path, add external jars. Navigate to the spot where you put it, and you want to click on your jar, and then apply and close. So now you should be able to, and this is the easiest way to test, just type in bucket, And if this shows up, you control space. That's the default for content assistant. If this shows up, then you've successfully done it. Well, extends Java plugin. Okay. Basically, Java is an object-oriented programming language, so that means that there are certain objects that classes can extend. For example, if you have an animal class, you can have a dog that extends that animal, and that's saying that the dog is an animal. Basically, that's what it is, and we are saying that this class tutorial plugin is a Java plugin, and that's what we're telling Spigot also. Extending Java plugin has a few benefits. We have an on enable plugin or on enable function and a on disable. Enable is when your plugin is enabled. Disable is when your plugin is disabled. If you watch any YouTube videos on coding and they use static, probably don't follow that unless they know what they're doing, because static should basically never be used, especially for beginners, unless you know why you're using static. So if you don't know why you're using static, and if you're using it just so that you can get a variable between two classes, don't use it. Because there's a different way to do it, and it's much better, and it follows object-oriented programming. This is a basic hello plugin, right? Yeah. So for now, I'm just going to do a simple system out.println. And this is very simple. This is going to print in console, hello world. If you want, you can go into here and just create like a goodbye. It's very morbid, actually. It's like, goodbye world. So now that we have the class created, we can actually just do tutorial plugin. And that is your first plugin, ladies and gentlemen. So if we go right click on your plugin, click export. You're going to have a lot of options. You're going to have this. Go into Java and then Java file. Don't click any of the other. Choose where you want to go. I personally just have it set up so that it goes directly into my plugins folder. Copy your Spigot jar that you've used and then paste it into a new file. So I'll just create. So here, boom. Then create a new start.bat script. I trust you've done this before, but if you haven't, then probably should learn basic basic Minecraft server management before coding Minecraft server plugins. I'm gonna even name this so that it's easy to access. You don't have to, but if you don't want to make this a pain, then I recommend doing that. It's pretty simple actually. You just do 1.8.8. Your jar file name. And for now, we're gonna do echo. Now I'm gonna pause. This is just so that like if it crashes for some reason, it's not gonna automatically close. It'll pause so that you can see what actually got printed out. Okay, and let's see. The reason why so it'll look like it works, but then you have the yield left. And this is one of the many reasons why you actually have the pause. See, because if you didn't have the pause, it would just print this and it would immediately close, which is not what you want because then you can't read it. Anyways, so you'll see obviously that the yield needs to be true. And ta-da! Look at that. We have a hello. And that concludes my plugin tutorial. At least for episode 1, this is a very basic. This is just making sure you have the outline so that for future plugins you can already jump in and immediately know what's happening. But if you liked it, please leave a like. Honestly, I just want to know if this was actually useful to you. If you have any feedback, let me know in the comments. Feedback, suggestions, questions, help, support, etc. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed.